Like always, today's episode is brought to you by our amazing sponsors: gluten-free diet water, premium junk clothing, Williamson wines, Good Dudes coffee. Gluten-free diet water. Stay hydrated with a refreshing twist. Perfect for those health-conscious listeners. Premium junk clothing for those who love to express their unique style with high-quality fashion pieces. Visit premiumjunkclothing.com and use code EverydayGSD15 at checkout. Williamson Wine, natural artisan wine from Napa and Sonoma. Good Dudes Coffee, veteran owned by former Navy SEAL Josh Bridges. Every cup is brewed with passion and dedication to quality. Visit their website at gooddudescoffee.com and use discount code EverydayGSD10 for an exclusive offer. And also, don't forget to visit the Everyday GSD store at darinbibeau.com for all your official Everyday GSD merchandise. And now, let's dive into today's episode. Welcome to the Everyday GSD podcast. Today's special guest is Lisa Mason Lee. I love that name, by the way. I think it's very cool. What do you think, Justin?
Oh, I dig it.
I dig it.
She knows what's up.
She knows what's up. Hey, I'm going to do a little bio on Lisa Mason Lee for all those who don't know you, but I just said your name, so I think a lot of listeners actually do know you because you've played many roles on TV, you've directed films, you're an actor, you've got a crazy resume, but I'm just going to hit on a few things. So you're a dynamic creative force who wears many hats: actor, writer, producer, journalist, and digital content creator. You've carved out multi-faced career in the entertainment industry, showcasing your versatility and commitment to storytelling. And I think that's what's going to be fun about this show, the Everyday GSD podcast, because you're going to be storytelling about yourself and some of your things that you've done in life. And that's what the show's about, getting shit done. And you truly do get shit done. So as an actor, you've appeared in a range of films and television projects. Your film credits include roles in Pieces We Leave Behind, made appearance in series such as Palm Royale, Aaron and Aaron. You had a role in The Book of
Boba Fett.
Oh, right on. Additionally, you've been featured in episodes of Mom, Dirty John, and Twin Peaks. Beyond acting, you've made your mark as a producer and a director. You directed and starred in a short film, The House Sitter and Angry Baker. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. How am I doing so far?
You're doing great.
I think I'm nailing
Keep
it, actually.
up.
I think I'm nailing it. You have a background in journalism that complements your storytelling abilities, allowing you to connect with your audience both on screen and off. Basically, you're an all-around badass. So,
thanks.
Would you like me to call you Lisa Mason Lee through the whole thing, or just Lisa?
That's a little too long.
Okay.
A lot of people just call me Lisa Lee.
Lisa Lee?
It just rolls off the tongue.
Okay. I like when it just rolls off the tongue. What would you like me to call you?
Just Lisa.
Just Lisa.
Lisa's fine.
Okay, Lisa. All right, Lisa, so let's jump into it. So you're a little kid growing up in the Midwest and you want to be an actor. Is this what happened, or how did you find yourself? And by the way, we're going to jump around a bunch, so don't worry about sticking to some specific system when you're telling the storytelling with me today. So we're going to just move around.
Okay.
So like I said, you're a little kid and you wanted to be an actor?
Yeah. I mean, I have like a vast imagination. You know, I was one of those kids always playing different games and playing house with my neighborhood friends. And, you know, my parents had a camcorder, so I was always recording everything and making my own home movies and my own talk shows with my girlfriends. We would play like Joan and Melissa Rivers and do like fake red carpets and
nice.
Judge imaginary people.
And how old were you when you started doing this?
I don't know. I mean, I was playing house as a little kid, but then I got a hold of a camcorder like at 8. So
and when you say a camcorder, like a legit camcorder,
yeah, like
right.
with tape in it.
Yeah. Let's describe the camcorder.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was big. It was obnoxious and like far from digital. Yeah. Tape was awesome though. Yeah. Like it had a certain appeal to it, you know.
Have you had a chance to look at any of those tapes and have them converted into what was the company we used for my parent stuff?
Legacy Box. Yeah.
I know there's a bunch of companies, but have you ever have you converted them all?
Yeah, my dad got a hold of some machine that flips them into CDs. So they're on CDs. They need to be bumped into onto flash drives or externals or in the cloud.
Yeah, in
the
cloud.
Shall I say? That's where we are. We're living in the cloud era.
That's where this podcast is being recorded right now, in the cloud.
Oh my God.
We're in cloud 9.
Are we NPCs? Are we AI prompts? I don't know.
So so you and your friends are doing this, and clearly you decided to break away and figure out a path to becoming an actor. So you left it because currently you live in LA, right?
I do.
And by the way, thank you for coming for the show. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it because we tried to get you on the show, I believe, when we did our LA tour.
Yes.
Yeah, you were pretty busy back then.
Yeah,
and I actually had the privilege of watching. You were on a show. I don't know.
The movie.
Yeah, the movie. I'm sorry, the movie.
I
went
invited
to
you and Justin to the little cast and crew screening
it was
of
great.
our movie Transient.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've actually garnered tons of awards and laurels from different film festivals since you saw that.
Nice,
so
nice.
You were first on that.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, I'm sorry that you weren't able to come on the show then because you were too busy. But you've made time. You've made time here, so we do appreciate that.
Yeah,
okay, so you're a little kid and you're figuring out a camcorder.
Yeah,
and,
making home videos,
Yep,
like just how you just kind of edit it on the tape.
Right.
You don't like have a computer to edit it on or anything like that, and you just kind of hold on to them. And I like looked back at the tapes, and some of them are pretty good, and some of them are cringy.
Right.
Like dancing with my girlfriends and stuff. Like nobody needs to ever see those.
Or we do, right?
Yeah, some blackmail material.
I know
for
her
sure.
mother. Maybe I'll get some clips.
Yeah, but I mean, so, and then I get into like high school and there's video production class and I'm like, yes, I get to like cut videos and I get to use my imagination and I get to put music to visuals. And that's where I was like hitting my stride and loving it. And then, I obviously had aspirations to get more into entertainment, but first things first, like hit up some college in Indiana, get a little plan B going before I shot out to LA to do what I really wanted.
Yeah, right. So you end up going to LA, but before you go to LA, are you like taking drama classes? Are you taking like acting classes? I mean, you're absolutely beautiful. Were you doing modeling?
Thank you. Oh gosh, this, that, and the other. There were a few years there after high school where I did some local TV shows, and gosh, I can't remember the name of everything, but I just like jumped into hosting. Like I met my friend Jason Jolliffe, and he had a camera and some equipment, and we both like had a dream. And I was like, I want to host. He's like, I want to shoot stuff. And we just like bounced around and did stuff around town. Like the Midwest Music Summit was one of the first things I ever hosted.
Right.
And then I was like,
and for those of us that are not from the Midwest, what is that?
It was like this gathering, like this convention of all these like indie rock bands that would play and they would network here in Indiana. And it was like a way to get discovered or signed, and MTV was there and different record labels and things like that. So I just went around and like hosted and like talked to different performers, and like the Avett Brothers.
All right.
They're like on one of my old reels before they were big and famous.
Yeah, I know. I love it. So at what point did you decide you're going to make the leap and go out to LA?
Well, I had thought about it for a while, and I was going to school and like, flexing my artistic abilities in new media and graphic design and video production. And sorry, that's throwing me off.
Remember what I told you?
I know. I just like it's like hard to like,
Yeah.
So anyway, so I wanted to.
We got some rules here, but she was dialed in. She's a professional. She's a professional.
I'm like, my actor has to make eye contact with me.
So have a drink of that right now.
Let's see what this is. Let's see.
No, this is good stuff.
Let's go back to that. Hold on.
No, we will.
Brought to you by.
And I love how she winked at the camera too.
I got to know where my angles are. Come on, I'm an actor.
Actor.
Okay,
actually, before you
more about me.
Yeah. So, what's the difference between an actor and an actress? Is it just the term you use? Because I thought everyone was called an actor.
Right. I mean, I feel like
I thought like in the 1920s, it was a female actress and a male actor, but that all of a sudden just went away, and it was everyone's an actor.
I'm not the person you ask this stuff to.
Oh, okay.
Let's go with either one.
Perfect.
I present as an actor and an actress.
I love it. You can do both roles.
All of it. I have to be everything now. Okay. I have to be ready. I'll do it all, baby.
Before you got easily distracted by the shiny object. Continue with what you were telling me.
Okay. So where was I? So I just wanted to go out to LA forever. Like I saw it on TV and I'm like, I could, go be in films and start a little acting career perhaps if I go out there. And first things first, go to school, save some money.
And this when you say go to school, college.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you studying like acting, and you're studying film? Are you studying any of that in college?
Film. Okay. Film class, some, new media, graphic design, stuff like that. And then, it just helped me kind of like get organized basically. I mean, I did fine art too. Like I took painting classes, drawing classes, photography, all of that stuff. And then I took a couple acting classes, but then I just like went out in the world and like got involved in independent films and local TV shows, public access type stuff. And I just got my feet wet that way,
right?
Like in real life, instead of sticking just to acting classes, because you really have to go experience life if you want to become a better actor.
Right. No,
there's only so much books can teach you.
Right. So while you're doing this, is your family being supportive, or your friends being supportive, or are they like, hey, you're wasting your time. You should really, you should be doing this. You should be doing this. X, Y, Z,
Yeah. I mean, my parents definitely were like, go get some college education first and then like maybe go out there. So I definitely took their advice, and they're right. And I think some college education definitely helped me, and it got me organized because, I was a little bit scatterbrained, and like I said, I had a big imagination,
right? Bigger
than I could handle. So getting organized, get my shit together. Can I say that word?
You can. You can.
And then like, I was like, okay, it felt good around like 21. I was like, let's go.
Oh, so at this point you're only 21. So
yeah.
You've been moving and shaking for a while at this point.
I did a few years of I built a reel, like an acting reel of things I did in Indiana.
Right.
I had a cute reel going, and then I was like, okay, I have this. I've got some headshots. Now I'm going to go like bang it out and go try to meet some agents and get one and get things started.
So when you got headshots, did you have to pay, like, what's the company in Indiana that's very well known?
Helen Wells.
Yeah. So for example, you have to pay them, and then they take your picture, and then they send it out to everyone.
All that stuff has changed over time.
Yeah.
They would prefer if you shot with their photographers, I would say. But if your photographers are good enough and meet the requirements and the standard, it's fine if you do that. Like I shoot with photographers that I choose. Now, I have shot with one of their photographers because they are one of my agents actually here in the Midwest. And I did like a quick shoot with him. I can't remember his name right now. That was that was a couple years ago. But back then, I like just did it all myself, and I wasn't with them at the time. I wasn't represented by anyone.
The reason I asked that question, because I feel like a lot of people they're gonna shoot me a message after this and say, well, did she have a bunch of money that she had to invest into, getting pictures and then getting yourself out there? Or were you able to like bootstrap this and go, you know what, I've got the grit and determination, I'm going to make this happen?
Well, the grit and determination is a large part of it. My headshots were very so-so. Like I have,
I'm sure
I'll have to reveal those. I'll have to put some video together and show you how cringy some of my old headshots are.
Right.
So, I mean, I have to say with like full confidence, I feel like I've come a long way with getting better headshots through the years.
Right. Okay. So you're now 21, 22 years old, and you're living in LA.
Mm-hmm. Easy on the age. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you're 24 now. This all happened. Yeah. This all happened in the last 3 years.
Exactly. So then I went out to LA, and I just like packed up my car and went. Yeah. Like my teddy bear in the passenger seat in a dream.
Yeah. And then
my parents were terrified.
Oh, I bet.
They couldn't believe it. I remember the day it happened, and they're like wishing me goodbye in my garage outside, and they're just like, the look on their face, they're just like so worried.
Yeah, they're little baby girls driving to this big bad place called LA.
Across the country by myself.
It's like across the world to them.
I mean, I hadn't been there. I actually visited LA one time.
With them?
No, previously with the guy that I was seeing at the time.
Okay. And so had they been there before?
No, not my parents.
Right.
No, they hadn't been there. So it was just me. Like, so I knew like a tiny bit about it, not much.
Right.
And I knew one person out there. And then I met a second one online who became like my roommate, and we like set it up ahead of time, and both moved out at the same time. And like didn't even really know the guy that well. Right. Can you believe that? Yeah. And then just like I believed in it, like I followed my intuition. Yeah. And then
and she's a singer too, guys.
No, that wasn't singing. Oh. I'm not warmed up. Anyway, maybe later. No, I'm not doing that. I did sing for a minute, but like I'm over it.
Okay. So you're in LA, and you drive in the first day. How many days did it take you to get out there? 3 days, 4 days?
Yeah, like a good 3 or 4 days with like hotels in between. It was terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're just randomly picking hotels because you have no idea where you're at.
I had a little plan of where I was going to stay, but like I just remember one motel. Yeah, it was a motel. It was so sketchy, and there were like, special sketchy people outside of there, and I was by myself and like hesitant to go in there, and I remember like having to turn around and get back in my car and choose another place.
Right.
That happened a couple times.
That's scary. Think about that as a young girl.
Yeah.
And you're just on your own.
Me and my teddy bear.
Yeah. Right? Seriously. So okay, so after 3 or 4 days of a bit of a scary ride, you get there, and you still have a couple dollars in your pocket. You didn't spend it all on beautiful 5-star hotels.
No.
Yeah. So you pull into California, pull into LA, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go. You already had the apartment set up.
Yeah.
Okay, so
like ahead of time, I put like a, what do you call it?
Deposit.
Deposit. And first month, all ready to go.
Yeah.
No furniture, nothing.
Yeah.
Just like
lawn furniture.
Winging it.
Yeah. And then that's when you first met your roommate.
Yeah, we had just met online, and then that was the first time we met in person.
Yeah.
He was effing effing awesome. Like he was so cool. He was a DJ, back out east, and then he would like do his recordings in LA and then like, send it back home or whatever for Kiss FM. And he had like a couple remixes with some well-known DJs and such. And like, it was just really neat. I met him through like the DJ and dance scene, the go dancing. Okay.
I love it.
I didn't tell you about that.
Okay. So we're now in LA, and you're there a day, and you're like, okay, where do I go?
I had like loose plans.
Right.
I'm like, well, I need to like start working because I didn't have that much money, and like, my friend was signed up with Central Casting. I'm sure everybody's heard of them. And I started doing like background work with Central Casting and making money immediately.
Yeah. Right away.
So yeah, that was it. What I started doing. I like made enough money to like make it out there.
Yeah. Because it's not cheap.
No, but
or I should say it's not inexpensive.
I feel like it was more reasonable back then. 3 years ago.
Yeah, of course. 2 years ago.
But no, it's just outrageous. I mean, it's like that a lot of places. Everything's out of control everywhere. So, yeah. Okay, so you're out there, and at what point are you're getting jobs actually doing what you want to do? Oh, gosh. Well, I don't know if we count Alvin and the Chipmunks as that was like my bigger first experience. Right. And like, I got that because I don't think I mentioned that in your bio. No, that's okay.
Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Don't do it.
Justin. Well, I thought our research did better than this on our guests.
There were certain things to talk about and certain things not to talk about.
Well, geez, your agent left that out.
No, this is why I don't, because it's a little bit thing. It was like the first. It felt big to me at the time because I hadn't done anything that big, and it was like Jason Lee and I forget everyone else in there, but it was the Chipmunks, for God's sakes. Okay. And I got that on a whim because I was at the right place at the right time. And I really felt like I had beginner's luck when I went out there. I was ready to just like talk about myself.
But is it beginner's luck, or is it putting yourself in the right place at the right time? Yeah.
If you go in with that energy and you've been stale for a while, I think it can work too. But it's good to shake it up and switch things up and give that new feeling.
Because people that are listening to the show that aren't watching it, they can't see you and see your energy, but they can hear it. Because you do have such good positive energy.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's very obvious talking to you. And I don't like the word bubbly, because I feel like that is almost like kind of ditzy. So that's not the word I want to use. I want to say just really good energy. Like, you're very happy.
Well, thank you.
And it's contagious. My mom always says, if you smile at someone enough, eventually they'll smile back. I like that. But I didn't have to do that to you when you came in the studio. You were already smiling. I was like, this room's already filled with joy. I love this. This is going to be an easy episode. Yeah. And look at everyone's laughing and smiling in the room. Sometimes we cry in here too. Good. Yeah, good. It's all right.
Yeah, I cry. I cry.
Yeah.
Acting makes you cry. Even when you don't want it to or have to. Let me tell you, the business is crazy. But yeah, so what were we talking about? Where were we?
Chipmunks.
No, anyway.
You were about to sing the hula hoop song.
Yeah, that's what you were going to do.
No, it was like, what was it? The funk song? I don't remember. Okay, so I was like at this studio for something else. Where did we shoot that? Like Sunset and Gower. I was there I don't remember why I was there, because it was eclipsed when this happened. I was in the elevator
it was
leaving.
what?
It was eclipsed by this memory I'm getting ready to tell you.
Yeah,
I don't remember why.
Yeah.
I was there for something, meeting an agent or something like that. And then I get in the elevator, like, and I just start, like I'm new there, and I'm like chatting with this guy and these people, and I could tell they were working on a production. And I was like, I don't know how it slipped out, but I was like, I play keyboards. Yeah, like I'm in a band and I play keyboards, like cut to that. And then he was like, oh, we're having an audition here upstairs for the movie Alvin and the Chipmunks. We're looking for the band.
Seriously?
What? Yes. I was like, oh, he's like, oh, just stick around. Like in the next hour, the director's coming, and you got to play some keys and like play along with the song they're gonna play, like backtrack. And so,
but you did play the keyboard.
Yeah,
like you
I did.
You weren't faking it till you make it. You actually knew how to.
Yeah,
do
a little bit, enough.
That's great.
Enough. Like I messed around with like music programs and I was like a backup singer in a band and played some keys, so like I blurted that out, And so he's like, stick around. And then so like I go in this room and there's all these people, like your competition. Back then it wasn't self-tapes. It was like in person audition cattle calls and stuff like that.
As when you say self-tape, so what would that be?
Well, cut to nowadays, I just tape in my room, my bedroom, like with the plain gray wall, and like I have my own camera and I have to light it and shoot it.
You're doing like an audition without actually going there.
Yeah. So back then, like I was there, like they had in person, pre-COVID was all like in person auditions all the time. It was really wild. And so there were just tons of people there that were called in who could so-called play the keyboard. And they were all like vetted ahead of time. I just walk in and I'm like, I'm new. I just met the assistant director in the elevator and he said I could audition as the keyboardist. And so like I see a few people go before me and I'm like, okay.
So I can visualize you're sitting in a room and everyone's just waiting for their time.
They're all like against the wall, and then they have like some cameras set up, and then the people trying out for the keyboard are like going in front. They had a keyboard set up on a stand, and then they would just like play a snippet of the song, and they would like act like they were playing, the keyboard. And then like it was finally my turn, and I went up there and I just like rocked that shit out. I was like, yeah. Like,
but you weren't really playing the keyboard.
Not really. Like they couldn't even see me what keys. Like I ended up playing it later in the movie. Like I had to actually hit the keys in the song because they showed my hands and everything. But like I got the freaking part. Yeah. And I was like so pumped. I'm like, so I had like a whole week on Alvin and the Chipmunks. And
look at that. We weren't going to talk about it. See what we just did there?
Yeah, I know. But like I was just in the band, and I was like in their sellout band. So they sell out to the record company, and we're like the cool, hip sellout band. Yeah.
Okay. So after you killed it with Alvin and the Chipmunks, what was next?
It's a blur. That was it for me. And I went home. I went back to Indiana.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know. You tell me. What did I do after that? Lots of stuff. Oh, I mean, I was a YouTuber for a while. I was a content creator on YouTube, which I'm not going to mention the channel and everybody I was involved with. But I had a lot of opportunities through that. That led to some interesting things. Like I had my first like real mini series. Was I a support? No, I was actually a lead, but technically I would say I was more supporting or co-star, but it was with Audrina Patridge from The Hills.
Okay. Yeah.
And I did a show with her, and I got flown up to Detroit, and I did a show with her.
So you leave LA to go to Detroit?
Yeah, for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't it funny you go all the way out to LA to do, and then all of a sudden now you're going to fly somewhere else to be on set?
Yeah.
But that's normal, right?
Yeah. Especially now, people are flying out to different states and countries quite a bit. Yeah. And like I come back to Indiana for stuff.
Right.
If I have a modeling gig, or I've been to Kentucky, I'm auditioning for stuff in Ohio. There's a lot going on in the Midwest. It's so exciting because back then, just a few years ago.
Yeah, just 2 years ago.
I can't stop.
Yeah, okay, just 2 years ago.
Yeah, just two. There wasn't as much opportunity, which is why I wanted to go out west, because I wanted to explore the entertainment business and the film business. And I did get a lot of opportunities. It was very busy. There was a lot going on. It was just endless opportunity. You would just fall into it in an elevator.
Yeah, I mean, literally. But again, you put yourself at the right place at the right time. Because you could have sat.
Did I do that, or was it a higher power?
It could be.
I don't know.
It could be.
May have been.
But what you weren't doing is sitting in your house being a bump on a log, complaining, saying there's no work out there. You were out you were out moving around trying to make things happen.
Yes, I believe you. I mean, a little manifesting and a little grit and, physical work, you know, mental and physical. And
so at what point did you decide that you wanted to get more involved in outside of the actor and acting world, that you wanted to either produce or direct?
Oh, I always had ideas and was writing things, and it just took a while. I created a documentary. This was how many years ago? Like 10 years ago, I created a documentary.
You were 6 years old.
Yeah. Because it was weird. It was like I was visiting here and I was talking to my dad, and he was talking about this local cemetery that had been like moved around, and
the cemetery was moved?
Yes, like the headstones were moved, and like I don't know why. And he worked with a guy who said his family was like buried there, and I just got like really interested in it, and I was like, let's investigate this. So I got my camera out and started like filming the whole thing and the investigation, the phone calls, and like it turned out to be like a little bit of a scandal.
Really?
Yeah, and the headstones were moved, and my friend from high school, happened to like help move them because the contractor who was trying to build over it like was trying to hide them, and they thought they were doing a good deed.
Like hide the bodies?
No, well, kind of. I mean, they kind of wanted to erase the cemetery, which is a very common thing with neighborhood developments.
Wow.
Yeah, so I just investigated it and found out all kinds of weird things, and the next thing you know, I published the movie, and then it was in like the Indiana Short Film Festival, and it was really cool to talk about. It was interesting to hear people's stories. People still want to talk about like, oh, our family cemetery is like, fading away, or it was half built over. What are we going to do? And it's hard. It's a hard topic.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, but it's illegal to build over a cemetery. But
it's legal?
Illegal.
Oh, it's illegal. Yeah, I would imagine, right?
Yes, sorry. It's like it's like a dark topic, but it's not really. It's life. It is what it is. But,
But I guess I didn't think about it because you have this big sprawling cemetery in a, like, not an urban area, but then that area becomes urban. And so they want the land, and they're like, okay, how can we sneakily do this?
Right. And remove the headstones and kind of like hide the evidence if you can. But with the internet now, people are screwed.
Yeah.
And all the technology, like the ground penetrating radar and things they can find,
right.
So anyway.
That's you should be on the show. What is it? Ghost Hunters or
Ghost
something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so different, though. Like, I see it different. Like, yeah, it's hand in hand, but also I don't like the whole ghost thing. I don't like ghosts and all that. I don't tap into that energy.
No. You're going the other direction.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so you've done one, we'll call it a short film?
Yeah. It was like a documentary, a short documentary.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And so then what got you to do more? Or like what kept you rolling?
Yeah, I mean, so many things in between. Like, I find myself wanting to do more of my own pet projects in between when I don't have as much going on from other productions.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, I have a minute. All of a sudden I get like these rushes of inspiration, and then I'm writing more and doing more. But it's like when I'm busy working on other people's projects, I don't really think about my own as much. Like in the meantime, or in the shower, I'll be like, yeah, I need to write that, or I have this idea. But when I have downtime, when it's hiatus or whatever, is when I get really creative. So that's when I kind of find time to like bust out my own things.
Right. No, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. And now how does that work if you now have some downtime and you're working on your own project, for lack of a better word, and then all of a sudden someone calls you and it's time to go back to work for them? You're dropping your project and going because that's paying the bills?
Yeah, I mean, if it's something a bigger project, like if it's network or like a big distribution company, or if there's a lot of money, or it's good exposure, or I get to work with some really cool people, lots of reasons to drop my own thing, because I can always get back to it. But if I'm in the middle of like shooting and I need everyone to look the same, all the actors to look the same, and I have locations set and all that, I'm going to need to take off, hopefully 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, and nobody bothers me.
Right.
And I'm not going to like leave my crew or the production or anything like that.
Right.
I just set aside time for that. And like, maybe not audition during that time and stuff.
Right.
So it works out usually.
Right. And then when you're doing auditions, like how excuse me, how many are you doing? Like when you're doing auditions, it's like you're doing like 4 or 5 in a day, or is it a couple a week?
A few days ago, I had an audition for a Midwest. Well, yeah, it was my Midwest agency. And then as I was literally doing that, my manager texted me and was like, "Oh, I have an audition for you." And I'm like, "Oh, damn." So I'm just like, they start stacking up sometimes, but then sometimes there'll be nothing. So
Right.
I wound up doing 2 auditions. So that took a little while because they have all these specs and things you have to do. Like you have to do a slate. You have to say your name, your height, your agency. They all want different things.
Right.
So like sometimes I'm able to recycle a slate where it's like I show.
And what's a slate?
So it's like you introduce yourself. So you'll stand there and say like, "Oh, I'm Lisa Mason Lee, 5'6", and then name my agency or not. It's all different.
Depends if they want you to or not.
Yeah, so like sometimes I get to recycle my slates, which I'm like, "Oh, good," because I looked good in that one and I had a good outfit on. The lighting was good. Like when I'm visiting home, my slates and my tapes aren't going to be as good a quality as when at my setup back in LA.
Right.
My lighting's always just like so frustrating. Or like my ring, I need to get a new ring light because that's my life, and that thing burns out. Like it has like a time limit on it. It just like cuts out. I'm like, why do you do this to me?
Right.
And it was like I was trying to shoot an audition for a co-star role a couple days ago, and I was like, freaking out over that. And I'm like, okay, make it work. Because and then they're like, "Oh, the deadline's 2 days from now." They'll do this all the time in auditions. It's crazy. They're like, "But get in it as soon as possible." What they mean is drop what you're doing now and audition right away. Send that shit in.
Right.
Because the sooner you get your tape in, the sooner like you're going to get looked at. And they are picking their talent way before the deadline.
Right.
If you send your stuff in right before the deadline, like good luck, you may not even get seen.
Because they've already found someone they want.
They're casting morning, noon, and night. They're sitting in their beds casting now. There's no like some of them may have an office. A lot of them are like us. They're like on their phone in bed.
Right.
They're looking at people. They're looking to get the role filled. Who wants it? Who's going to put it in? That sounded funny.
Say it again.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's always like, audition, freak out.
Yeah.
Gotta do it. And especially like if it's a bigger one and it's an exciting role, you get like frantic. Gotta drop it all. Gotta go.
Are you ever auditioning for a role you don't know that the magnitude that is going to be? Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay, we'll just say I auditioned for Superman.
Okay.
That's coming out like any day now, I think. And they were calling it something else. And
Are they doing that for a reason?
I don't know. I really don't know. They do like Untitled I forget what they were calling it. What were they calling it? Some kind of Superman word.
Right,
Like,
but not Superman.
No. And so, but I knew that that's what it was after the research I was doing. I'll research the roles and like the Untitled projects because somebody will post it somewhere usually, or it'll be on IMDb and I can figure it out. On IMDb Pro, by the way, if you pay for that, you can get contacts. I'm like looking right in the camera. Yeah. You can get all the information
These are good
you
tips,
need.
right?
Okay, take a breath. Okay, so anyway, I auditioned for Superman and it was like, I don't want to give this away. I don't like to give away, but it was like so crazy what they wanted. And that's why I knew.
And you can
I'm
keep
like,
it
this
vague.
I'm like, this is why I knew it was Superman, because it was like I was driving in a car and dodging certain things and like swerving. And then like I was saved.
Right.
And I had to do that all by myself, like in front of a blank wall, no car, nobody's there. Sometimes I feel so damn silly.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
but
I'm crying.
But everyone else is doing it too. Everyone else is feeling silly.
Yeah, everyone else looks silly too.
Yeah.
It's like working in front of like a blue screen or a green screen when
Right.
there's nobody there. Actors are doing this all the time. They are using their imagination. If
Right.
you don't have one, good luck. Like you have to, and then there's like little, like in Alvin and the Chipmunks, there were like stuffies. They had, cause that's CGI, that's like cartoon, with live action. And it's like, they had little stuffed animals that they would replace. So you would have an eye line. And then like for camera, they have to show the stuffies on a stick and like bounce them around the keyboard and stuff like that. So
how do you just start laughing? Like, because it's your job. You have
Yeah.
to be as professional as you can because
Yeah.
that's how you're going to get the job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's moments to have fun.
Yeah.
Like you got to have as much fun as you can on set because, there's a lot of time that goes by where nothing's going on or like the shot takes forever. You're like waiting your turn or, all kinds of things like that. So,
And so
you have to love it.
You have to love it.
Yeah, you have to.
And clearly you do.
I do. I love behind the scenes and in front of the camera. So I've bounced around to do both because I get fulfillment out of both.
If you had to choose, you could only choose one.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say either one doesn't matter because you're awesome. You're going to be successful at either one, but you have to choose one. What would you pick?
Well, an actor.
Yeah.
Well, but also then I go, no, wait a minute. It's like picking my favorite Beatle. It really is because filmmaking is so gratifying. Like from having the idea to writing the script to like busting out the shot list to coming up with, or like picking the lenses, casting, like imagining who you want to cast and like if you can get those people and like when you see it all come together and then you like Justin Eskew, who's over there, he saw like the early cuts of my film Angry Baker and he was like helpful and like you could cut this out because like when it's your film, like no, I don't want to cut anything, like I want to put it all in there. And then it's like too long, there's too much fat in there, it needs to be cut. And so like he was helpful with that. I didn't listen to him though. Like he's like, fine, do what you want.
Right.
And I'm like, I did, but I ended up cutting like a lot of stuff out. But it hurts when you have to cut your film down. You're like, oh, that's a piece of my soul being cut. But you have to.
Because you put the work into it. That's why. And now you're having to eliminate something that you put a lot of work into and someone's helping you and saying, hey, this probably shouldn't be in there. We got to make it smaller. And you're like, oh, man.
Yeah, and not only that, like if you're doing the film festivals, short films are like 20 minutes and under. That's still kind of long.
Right.
Everybody always wants to do around 20 minutes because you feel like you can really get enough in there. But, a good short film, I don't know, you could 10 or 12 minutes.
Right.
Then you can like get in more festivals too because they want to fill so many time slots. They want to get a lot of people's films in there within the hour and sell tickets like that. So like, oh, we've got 7 films in an hour rather than like how many 20, 3 films or whatever.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your favorite role you've ever done or you're currently doing? Do you have one that sticks out?
Yeah.
I was trying to pull up the my original notes.
Well, I was like a special like feature creature type person. Well, a person? I was like a character, I suppose, in Star Wars Book of Boba Fett. Now, I didn't have a co-star or anything like that.
So we'll have to tag all the Star Wars fans so they can and subscribe to the podcast.
Yeah, I've signed a couple things.
And what did I call it? The Book of Boba Fett?
Boba Feet.
Boba Feet.
It's not Quentin Tarantino's movie, okay?
So that'll make all the Star Wars people mad.
Yeah.
So how do I make them mad? The Book of Boba Feet.
Boba Feet.
But it's properly, it's the Book of Boba Fett.
Book of Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Yeah,
of course I knew that. We're just doing this to rile people up.
He's a spinoff. He's like a Mandalorian, right? Right, Justin?
Oh, I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, that's another.
Not.
That's another. So then
All
you
right,
were also.
That prosthetics. They put prosthetics on me and they wigged me every day, and it was like a week of working on Star Wars, and that was a goal of mine. Like I wanted to work on Star Wars. And then I got booked for that. And that was like such a long time coming. And the fittings were crazy. And all the time in between, like it took like 6 months for that thing to finally happen. And I didn't think it was going to happen at one point. And then it did. And I was on it for a week and I worked with amazing people. And I saw Robert Rodriguez there. He was directing one of the episodes. And I got to see him play guitar. That was really neat.
Very cool.
And Dean Cundy, who was like the DP for everything, like Jurassic Park, and he was DPing, director of photography. That's what that means, if you don't know.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
You read my mind.
Yeah. Like kind of oversees the lighting, tells everybody what to do.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's some heavy hitters on there. And, ooh.
So what about Twin Peaks?
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Which is crazy.
Because if I remember correctly, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, when we were in LA shooting the Everyday GSD podcast, I saw a billboard and Justin said that that's the show you were going to be on. Is that the right?
No, Palm Royale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That was the most recent TV role I had as a co-star opposite of Kristen Wiig, which was crazy.
And this is which one is this
Palm
one?
Royale.
Palm Royale. Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked that because it was a 1960s period piece about what's that place called? Palm Beach in Florida, like ritzy Palm Beach, and
Palm Beach is Florida and Palm Springs is California.
Right, right. And Kristen Wiig was like an older beauty queen. Not, how do I say it? She's just she was a beauty queen when she was younger and like grew up and like met a rich guy and like was trying to like up her game and up her status in Palm Beach. And I was her bank teller. She came to get a bunch of money from the bank.
Yeah.
And I was her bank teller. Yeah.
Nice. So when you say you're a bank teller, is that a talking role?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that makes a big difference, right?
Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But like Twin Peaks, for instance, you know, I said a little bit, I had like a line in that, but like not an official line. There were a lot of crew, because I was crew on Twin Peaks first.
Right.
And then there were a lot of us that actually played in the show and didn't get credited. Like all kinds of crew members, like makeup, grips, all kinds of people. ADs, they were in it, which you wouldn't know because they weren't credited. Because David Lynch was like that.
Yep, that's what I was going to ask. So did David Lynch do your episode?
Yeah, he did all the episodes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He did all of them because he didn't do all of the original Twin Peaks. And I think like, you know, what was it, 25 years went by and he wanted to make sure that he was hands-on.
And for those people who don't know David Lynch.
Filmmaker, director, visionary, Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive, Eraserhead.
Like famous.
Legendary.
Legendary.
Yeah. And he just passed away, so moment of silence for David Lynch. He's everybody's hero in Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was, I couldn't believe it. Like my friend was like the DP's babysitter, believe it or not. And she was like, I'm going to go work on Twin Peaks and stand in for everyone. And I was like, I want to do that. And she like called up the AD and was like, my friend Lisa wants to work on Twin Peaks. And he's like, send her her headshot and her resume and all that. And I did that. And they're like, you got the job. And there I was on Twin Peaks, The Return, working as a stand-in for everybody, all the guys, all the girls, like different people all the time.
And when you say a stand-in, you're reading their lines.
I did some off-camera dialogue here and there, I think.
Right.
But no, I was standing in like for lighting and like blocking and rehearsals and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I think I may have done some double work too. Double means like it's like you or like your hands or your body part or the back or that kind of thing. But stand-in is more just like they don't actually put you on camera.
Right.
So
you're helping make the film by being the stand-in.
Yeah, and rehearsing and all that. There was a lot of that because there were so many different cast members. It was just filled with so many people. And I just wanted to learn. Like David Lynch, I'm in, like whatever. I didn't care. I would PA, do anything. And so I got paid to like go to David Lynch Film School. Yeah. You know? And then, you know, so
like you said, it's legendary.
Yeah, and I saw like people get upgraded to bigger roles and things like that. Like one of my friends, Andrea, was a candy girl. You'd have to see it to know, but she got like a major role from that, and everyone was so nice, and I learned so much. And David, you know, it starts from like the top, and the energy trickles down, and he was just so nice and approachable. Like people would just go up and talk to him, and he would just chat with them and smoking a cigarette in his director's chair, and he smoked everywhere.
he didn't care.
No, they let him smoke everywhere. He was great. Yeah. He was really nice. Like he was like an uncle or a grandpa kind of figure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And by doing a role like that, I have to make an assumption that goes, when you put that on your resume, it helps when looking into other people will see that you worked with him or on one of his projects. Does that help you get other jobs?
I'm sure it all helps. I think my IMDb page is very helpful in getting jobs. Like I think like my manager I just got, she saw my IMDb and was like, oh yeah. She like was like, I'm going to call you. Is that cool? Can I call you? I'm like, yeah. And we talked, and then she's like, I love you. And then, yeah, she got me a co-star audition a couple days ago.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was happy with that.
And can you tell us what that is or no?
No.
Not yet.
Mm-mm.
Not yet. Okay, no
Yeah.
problem. Okay, so you directed and starred in a short film, The House Sitter.
Oh yeah, that's mine.
Yes,
I wrote that.
I know.
It's just a crazy little, like, I had some downtime. I'm like, I want to do this psychological thriller, and I've been a house sitter out in LA before, and I've had some weird experiences.
Oh, I bet. What was the
So-
weirdest experience that you can say on the show?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's just like, I think it's the paranoia of being like in a big house by yourself and, you know, just finding things to do, just like hanging out if
Yeah.
you're there and you're like, oh, what's that noise? Or like, you know, peeping around like, oh, what's in the fridge? Or like, you know, it's not your house. You're just at someone else's house. And
Yeah,
you're
you're
like
just house
trying to
sitting.
make it comfortable
Yeah.
and you're just there like, oh, okay, I guess I'll use the pool, or like, I don't know. And you're not really supposed to like bring people up there, right? So
Right.
you're just alone in your own little world in like a big house.
Right.
So that's kind of how I made the movie. Like, what could happen, you know, when you're all alone in a house, and the things like, is your mind getting the best of you, or is it really happening? And
Right.
it's like turns into like this weird fantasy psychological thriller thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had that in a couple film festivals, and it is not out publicly, but I do plan on, you know, putting it out publicly.
Oh, I
It's a
like-
short.
Yeah.
So
It was fun making it.
yeah, it was fun. It was
And
fun.
that's what matters, right?
Yeah, and I think you should always like do your own projects, because you have that freedom of expression. Unlike when you're working for someone else or a studio, you know, there's things that they want to see from you. And then like, yeah, I'm like all about being a team player, and I love that. And I love working for all kinds of different productions. But when it's your own, you know, you just get that freedom that you don't get other
Right.
places.
Yeah, totally makes sense. What about Dirty John?
Oh, yeah. I was co-starring opposite of Juno Temple.
Okay.
You know, she's in Ted Lasso.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
done a ton of independents. And I was like such a big fan of hers, just like Kristen Wiig, obviously. Who doesn't like Kristen Wiig? She's just so damn talented. And Juno Temple's super talented too. And she's so British and cute and so
So
easy to
British.
work with. Yeah, and the director was so chill, and like it was like the shortest thing, like co-star thing I've ever done, because like it was one take. It was like they came in on a steady cam following Juno, and then like I'm playing like the front desk person, and like I give her a package and she goes off, and like the steady cam backs up. Like there was no coverage or anything. And they had like a certain time limit. They had to be out of the location.
Right.
And so they're like, no, let's just like do this dirty and let's go with one take and then pull out of there. And I was like, that's it? Where's my over the shoulder? Like, where's my close up? Like, I didn't get anything, but it was fine.
Right.
It was like really fun. And I respected that. And I like creative filmmakers, and I like when they try different stuff. Like, have you seen these one take shows like Adolescence and like The Studio? They're doing one take.
Just one take.
Like minutes of one take, just like one camera. Then they like throw it on a drone and it flies away, and then someone grabs it and then jumps in the car and rides with them. It's like that's phenomenal stuff right there.
Nice.
And it's not AI.
Right.
It's real people like making that happen.
And what do you think about AI?
Oh, I have lots of thoughts about AI.
Is that a rabbit hole we're going to go down?
No, it's okay. It's okay. Like, it's been a threat per se to the business for
Yeah.
a long time. And I think they're a little slow on sort of like managing what the future and what now. It is here. It's here now. And I don't think that they were really sure about how to deal with it. But now it's arrived.
When you say they,
I mean, like Hollywood and the unions, like SAG-AFTRA, and the people who sort of oversee, like the big producers, directors, the studios, just everybody sort of running the bigger show.
right.
And now there's Hollywoods everywhere. We've got we've got lots of different cities, different countries that have their own Hollywoods. I just
Right.
mean the LA Hollywood is
Right.
the way I would put it. And I don't think anyone was really like ready, or like, did they not believe it? I
Right.
mean, I thought about this stuff a long time ago. I was like, what's going to happen when AI shows up, and like our jobs and our voices and our names and likeness and all of that is going to be toyed with. And here we are. Like,
Yeah.
so, and I'm seeing like VO that is in a Google VO3. So I'm seeing all these crazy examples, and some of them are funny, and they're so scary in a way because it's like, wow, we could be AI right now. Like it's that good where you can't tell. But I think that I'm looking at it in a positive light in a way like, oh, I can use this as a tool, like a sketch pad for like, oh, here's my shot idea. Here's the idea for my movie in a trailer that I didn't need to shoot, but like, here's my idea. I still want to shoot the movie, or I still want to have create this idea, but here's like an AI sketch of how I want the shots to look, or the tone of the movie, maybe something like that.
Right.
Rather than looking at it as like a dead end, because humans are always going to want to create, and there's creative people. They want to do things, they want to make things, and you could put all that energy into AI and like just prompt the AI to do it. But I don't know. I still think old school art will prevail.
Right.
I do believe that. I think the human touch, like, will always be.
I feel like you still have to have the human touch.
Well, with the program, it's like you're using human faces to put onto AI and making them talk and say things. But I like the ones that are kind of like aware. They're like, hey, I'm a prompt. What do you think about this? Like they're aware that they're prompts, and they're just like, oh, yeah, it's just crazy. So I do see it like it could be beneficial in some ways, and other ways, like I don't want it to take over. Like they need to be, I think the AI, these VO.
Can it be regulated?
That's what I was going to say. I don't think anyone's really supposed to be able to own the AI. I thought that that's what the case was, but I do think VO should have put watermarks. I think there should be a watermark if it's fully AI. Now, AI touches here and there to enhance a movie. I mean, we've been doing that for a while now. And I have a friend who was doing like the touch-ups for Meryl Streep, for instance, like filtering like her skin. There's like, that's been going on for a while. There's been filters available for like the higher up stars for a while. So that's AI, right? Like that's a little AI, and that started like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So bits and pieces, I think, to like finesse the look of a film, to maybe create something like if it's a time period piece or something, I think that's fine.
Right.
But I think like there will be a market for full AI. I think there will be people that will be like, I just want to see that. Cause
I just want to watch the whole, just all
the
AI.
Weirdness unfold. But there's no human element inside. Like you feel the emptiness, and there's like a shininess and a weirdness, like uncanny valley feeling to it. So there will be a market for that, just like everything else. There's a place, but like, I still think like independent film right now is a good time to thrive. So like, I think people making their own stuff right now, like with the state of Hollywood and everything going on, make your own projects.
Right.
Like, those are so valuable, and like, I satiate over that.
Yeah. No, I get it. It totally makes sense. Mm-hmm. We've been at this almost an hour, so we're going to wrap it up pretty soon here. So, but I've got a couple questions before we get into the audience questions. I do have a gift for you that I'll give you at the end of the show.
Thank you.
But before we get into the audience questions, my question that I was thinking about when you were talking earlier, is there something, if you could do it differently when you left the Midwest to go to Midwest to go to LA, you know, as a young 20-year-old, is there something that you would do differently that you think would have changed your career? Or you're like, you know what, everything worked out the way it was supposed to, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I'm happy with the way everything worked out. I think you have to have all of these life experiences to, you know, become who you are today.
Right. The GSD way.
Yeah. The GSD. Hashtag everyday GSD.
You know it. Okay. And then my last question. What was your favorite thing that you've done, project, out of anything, whether it was a role or directing or just being able to sit next to someone and listen to them and learn, or anything out of the whole evolution in your career today? If you could just pick one, and you probably have many, but if you could just pick one that you're like, you know what, that was really like life-changing for me, or that really hit home, what would that be?
I think working on Twin Peaks: The Return and just being able to work near David Lynch and just see how he directs and how everybody's energy would just like fold into his. And he was just so zen and cool and such a creative mind. And I think that was one of the like that inspired me to go off and make Angry Baker right after. Like, I'm going to make my own movie. And like, as a woman in the business, like directing is kind of not as big of a thing, at one time. And we had like a little movement, like I felt like it gave me like a boost of confidence after working with David Lynch.
I love it. Yeah. I can tell because when you mention his name, you can see you are very radiating personality, but when you mention his name, you can see it's like such energy. Like, yeah, it's very cool. Okay. Questions from the audience. I have not seen these yet. They just came in. So let me bear with me reading them to you because I'm going to read them as they're written. Lisa, you've had roles in both indie films and television. What was the biggest challenge you faced breaking into the acting world, and how did you keep grinding through it?
Lots of tears. There's a lot of rejection in the business. And like I said, you have to love behind the scenes and in front of the camera and everything in between if you're going to stick with it, because it's just not for the faint of heart. I mean, you have to be just run over and then back up and they run over you again.
Yeah, failing's an option.
Yeah.
But making sure it's not an option to quit.
Yeah. Well said. I just think it's just something like, it's like an addiction, I think, maybe I just keep going and going.
Right.
And like, I'm not done yet and I just want to do more. I'm just still excited about it. One day, maybe I won't be excited about it, but I am right now and I will continue to be for some time.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this one kind of goes with, it's not a follow-up, but I like whoever wrote this one. What was the moment you knew acting was something you were going to pursue no matter what, and what kept you going when the industry got really tough on you?
I think that I like a lot of these like manifestation and like pep talk. I love this podcast. This is great for that. I also love, like visionaries like Neville Goddard and like Robert Monroe and Abraham Hicks and Eckhart Tolle and Wayne Dyer. And I listen to a lot of that stuff in between, like when I'm feeling down and I need to pick me up or like get my mind right and get into that sort of like meditative and manifestation type of mindset to keep myself going and like, get in touch with yourself and like make sure you're feeling good and on the right track.
Yeah, that's all ties up to me when I'm listening to her talk about that, Justin. It's discipline.
Is that what it is?
Sure. We could talk about that all day.
Yeah, but it's interesting when, again, this is a great question, but I love how you just explained it. And you're like, when things aren't going the way you want, then you refocus and you start getting back in the right mindset, the right mentality, and that allows you to go back after it and just take off after it. And I say discipline, it's your mental discipline of being like, you know what, I'm going to do this. And okay, let's refocus. Let's recenter ourselves. Let's surround ourselves with good thoughts, good energy, good positivity. And now let's get after it. And then next, good things happen.
Yeah.
I love
think
it.
So.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. This will be the last question from the audience. And this is a good one, obviously. What advice do you have for young women watching you who dream of making it in the entertainment but don't know where to start?
Make your own projects. And if you don't have the ideas and if you're not very good at writing per se, you can get on ChatGPT, which I have not done. But a lot of people are using that to like work out their ideas. Maybe they just don't know how to navigate their idea and they just need a little help. Maybe they could use that. But I think it's like pick up your camera and just start filming. You can make it. You can make films anywhere, everywhere nowadays. That's the beauty in the year we live in.
Pick up your camera and just start filming. Tie your shoes and run.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
That's a great way to end the show. Awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show. I know, like I said, you have to make your way back to LA, so thanks for taking the time. I know you're extremely busy, and you're going to continue to be busy, and I know that there's going to be a lot of good things coming your way. I do have a little gift for you.
Oh.
It's just an everyday GSD shirt. You can just sit there, and we'll take some pictures after, but I know this is going to remind you when you're doing your workouts and just meditating and doing all the positive stuff. You'll remember you're a true everyday GSDer. So thank you for being on the show. We appreciate you. And I'm looking forward to seeing great things from you in the future.
Oh, you too. And thank you so much for having me. Look.
Perfect.